So Robbie, after a flying start to 2025 with victories over Hyde and Worksop, another big test against another promotion rival in Ashton tomorrow.
Yeah, after the disappointment against Leek, the players, the management, the crowd have all reacted in such a positive way. 8 goals in 2 games against 2 fantastic sides, 1 away, 1 at home, utilising the squad, unbelievably well. The players have bought into everything we're doing, and they can be proud of their last 2 performances. They can be proud of 23 out of 24. The one blip was Leek, but as a group, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. The stats in the last 2 games have shown that, 2 of the best stats of the season in terms of physicality. So again, delighted with the last 2 performances, but we know now that going into tomorrow, Ashton, who we've beat twice this season, the 7-1 at home, where we went toe-to-toe, and we played unbelievably well. The reaction since then from Steve Cunningham and his team has been unbelievable. They're flying. I think they're up there in the top 3 in the form guide. We know how tough it's going to be because they always won. There's no doubt about that, and they'll be reminded of that performance, how they can't let that happen again. The first encounter in the league was 1-0. Very tough game. They could have nicked something. So again, we're ready for it. We're in a great vein of form in terms of the last 2 performances, in a great position. But make no mistake about it, we need to be on our game, ready, and ready for a very difficult game.
You mentioned about being in a great position. You've obviously, personnel-wise, it's probably one of the first times you're going in with a full squad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. All 21 players are available. So we're taking a squad to Ashton, knowing what it's going to be, knowing how the game's going to go in terms of it's going to be a very difficult game. So as a management, to have every player available for the first time this season is quite remarkable, and it's credit to those players, how they look after themselves, how they dedicate themselves to this football club, how they're ready. So again, and it's a credit to Nick and Marissa, the medical team, with the work they do behind the scenes in terms of recovery, in terms of before games, and undoubtedly to the players who look after themselves, knowing that every single time Macclesfield step onto the football pitch, it's a cup final, and I'm sure it's going to be no different at a ground where they've worked really hard on the pitch. The pitch is in great condition. There's no snow on it. They've worked very, very hard. So as it stands, the game's going to be on. We're going to apply ourselves, like we do every single game, ready, willing, and going to run as much as we can, run more than the opposition, and that quality we've got in the squad will make it for a very, very good game. So again, I want to, I've spoken to Steve, the manager, numerous times. He's very respectful in the way he speaks about us. I am with them. We know it's going to be a tough game. They've got a few of our old players as well who've got points to prove. Everybody's got a point to prove every time we go onto a football pitch, whether it's us or the opposition. So again, it's an opportunity when others at the top aren't playing for us to get points on the board. But we know how hard it's going to be. And all I ask of the players, Ben, as we always say, work as hard as you have in the last 2 games, and hopefully we can get something. But we know how hard and how tough it's going to be against a very, very good side who will finish in the playoff positions. They can still mathematically win the league. So we take nothing for granted. And it's hopefully tomorrow we can put a big statement down in the last 3 games. Hyde, Worksop, Ashton. We have a little plan. If we can get 7 points from those 3 games, we said it'll be a brilliant return with 6 from 6. So right now, if we can get anything and bring it back to the Leeson.com, we'll be very, very, grateful. But we know how hard the players are going to have to work tomorrow to get anything at a tough place to go in Ashton.
So just want to touch finally on young James Edmondson. Obviously, his loan expires at the end of this week. Are we still in negotiations with Blackburn about potentially extending that loan to the end of the season?
We said it all along. We'd love James to stay at the end of the season for his development. He's been magnificent for us. Saturday, obviously, he'll be disappointed he didn't get on, but decisions have to be taken for the group, and the decision we made on Saturday we won the game 3-1. So James, if he stays, will play a massive part from now to the end of the season. His development will get better. So yeah, we want to keep him because he's been absolutely brilliant for us. Hopefully he's learned a lot already. I've got all his clips ready for him to go through them with him as a midfield player if I can help him as well. Ali Analysis has put them all together tonight and we can show him. So whether he stays, hopefully he will, or goes back this period of his development, he can learn from it. Hopefully I can help him and guide him as well in terms of what we've seen so far, how he can, develop even further. But he's in a great position. Whether he stays with us or goes back to Blackburn, he's had an unbelievable experience. He's done great. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the way he's conducted himself, the way he's gone about it, the way he, when he's come off, he's got a big smile on his face in terms of because he's contributed so much. And even on Saturday when he didn't get on in the gym after, he was delighted for everybody else. So hopefully he'll stay. We'll find out more this evening, but he's available tomorrow and we'll be in the group. So again, we'll give further update on that. So listen, again, big game, tough game. Our fans need to be in full voice, cheering the lads on as they were Saturday, but we know it's going to be tough. And for us to get anything, we're going to have to run harder, sprint harder, work hard in opposition. If we do that, we'll have a chance.